I therefore move, Mr. Chair, that Atty Harry Roque be cited for contempt for disrespecting the members of this committee.
It was an honest mistake, Your Honor. I have also been a member of this chamber. We don't hold hearings on Fridays.
Atty. Roque, marami na pong namatay dahil sa maling akala. Kindly bear that in mind. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
What is the reason for your apology?
That's your fault. And you should face the consequences, di ba?
Okay, so nung nalaman po ninyo na naghihiring na po yung Quadcom, wala rin po kayong na-text o wala rin po kayong ginawa nung araw na yon.
You should have sent a letter or communication to all of us. We're just a phone away and we will understand.
Mr. Secretary, sa talino nyo po, para pong katakataka na magkamali kayo simpleng schedule po. Para po na pang napaka-ironic na may ready na po kayo agad na medical certificate.
I'm more inclined to believe that it was an honest mistake. Considering that he's here, he's appeared multiple times, it would be counterproductive, I think, to cite him in contempt.
Giving due respect for my colleague, we give it then. Well, in fact, but of course, that will not be an excuse. This committee should be fair to everyone. Kaya wala tayong pinipili dito patos na just to be fair, Mr. Chairman.
That is recognized, Your Honor.
If you recognize that, therefore, your public apology also include that you believe and realize that this committee has the right to order you in contempt.
Why it is so that if you are here, you are being so nice with us, but if you are outside, it's the other way around.
As a lawyer, I should be in top behavior while in Congress, and that is why there's a substantial difference when one is in the exercise of freedom of speech outside and when one is before an institution like Congress. No?
As said by Congressman Fernandez, you have maligned this institution. Now, I still maintain my position to hold in abeyance these contempt charges against you.
My position is the chair had already decided to let people speak and then take it to a vote. But I will abide by your ruling, Chair. Should you take that position, but if you want to take it to a vote, I'm also willing to vote.
If the good gentleman from the good Deputy Minority Leader accede to the fact that even the chair can decide, then we will just simply yield to the decision of the chairman and no longer proceed with any voting, Mr. Chair, because under the rules, the only way we can proceed with the vote, Mr. Chair, if there's an objection, and since there's no objection, we relay.
You deny to be a lawyer of Lucky South 99. I'm just wondering who are you trying to fool? We are not actually born yesterday, Secretary. Sa tingin mo po ba kaya mong paikutin ang mga tao sa hearing na ito kasamang sambayan ng Pilipino? Of course, deny as much as you want. But the overwhelming pieces of evidence point to one thing. Any reasonable person will come to an unmistakable conclusion. You are part, or perhaps a lawyer, of Pogo South 99.
Mr. Chair, I resent that. I am not fooling anyone. I resent that also coming from someone who was my former law student and who was my inaanak. That's not the way to treat a resource person of this House. At least when I was a member of this House, we never treated resource persons in that way. I resent that for the record, Mr. Chairman.
May I ask the Honorable Member Kong Salo to refrain in issuing statements that would insult our resource persons. I am not saying you are, but try to avoid issuing statements that would hurt the feelings of our resource persons.
Secretary Roque was invited by the squad committee. And Atty Harry Roque sent a letter dated August 13, 2024, addressed to the Honorable Chairman Robert Ace Barbers, yours true, informing Chair Barbers that he will not be able to participate in the said meeting due to conflict with the previously scheduled court hearing before the Regional Trial Court of Manila on 16 August 2024, the same date of our Quad Committee hearing. RTC Manila is stating that Atty Harry Roque has no hearing on August 16 and did not appear in the courts of Manila on said date. Harry Roque, our former secretary, and my former professor, law professor, lied to this committee. And that amounts actually to disrespect on the members of the committee, which is contemptible under Section 11E of the Rules of the House of Representatives on inquiries in aid of legislation. I therefore move, Mr. Chair, that Atty Harry Roque be cited for contempt for disrespecting the members of this committee.
Comments from our members before we rule on this motion. In the spirit of fairness,
It was an honest mistake, Your Honor. I have also been a member of this chamber. We don't hold hearings on Fridays. So when I saw the notice of hearing, I assumed that just like the first and the second hearing where I attended, that it would be on a Thursday. I realized that it was a Friday and there was in fact a hearing. It was also close already to lunchtime and the hearing was in Pampanga. Had I had any intentions not to appear, I would not have appeared today as well. It was an honest mistake, Your Honor, because I've been here every Thursday.
Nag-assume po kayo na mali, di po ba?
What is the reason for your apology?
Well, it was really an honest mistake, Your
So
Honor.
you're apologizing not for your absence, but for an honest mistake.
Nagkamali po.
Kaya nga, yung assumption nyo mali.
Opo, mali nga po yun.
And therefore, pag nag-assume ka ng mali, you should be ready for the consequences. Hindi ba dapat ganon?
Yes po, but there was no intent to disrespect this
I'm not
chamber.
asking whether you have the intent. Ang tinatanong ko lang po doon is, kung nag-assume po kayo ng mali, hindi po ba dapat tanggapin ninyo yung consequences?
I will of course accept the consequences, the decision of this body.
As a practicing lawyer, lahat po ng schedule ninyo nakalagay. Ang ibig nyo pong sabihin, wala sa schedule ninyo yung dapat umattend kayo ng hearing sa Friday, nung Friday.
Yun nga po, nailagay ko po siya ng Thursday kasi every Thursday po yung hearing natin.
Then, as it is, kayo po lahat ang may kasalanan. Wala.
Opo, pero wala naman.
Participation ng iba.
Opo, pero wala naman pong intention to disrespect the
Hindi ko
chamber.
po pini-question yung intention nyo. Ang pini-question ko lang, as a practicing lawyer, Atty. Roque, marami na pong namatay dahil sa maling akala. Kindly bear that in mind. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
That's your fault. And you should face the consequences, di ba? At the very least, man lang, sana you texted me, you call me, or you call the chairman na hindi po ako makarating dyan kasi nagkamali ako. But you never do it. Kaya yung question of intent, but you never do it. So ako, Mr. Chairman, I join the motion of the first motion of Congressman Salo.
I'd like to ask that we hold in abeyance the motion until such time that all of us would jointly actually join the motion of Congressman Salo. Also, I'd like to open this debate to any member of the committee to say something about this, Mr. Chair.
Friday na po at nabalitaan ko na nagko-quad hearing po sa Pampanga.
Pero yung quad hearing, parang umaga pa lang po yata. May quad hearing na eh. Tama po ba?
Correct po. I took the day off because I was also not feeling well last Friday.
So, nung Friday po, masamang pakiramdam ninyo?
Yes po. Opo.
So, ano pong ginawa ninyo nung Friday, nung na-realize ninyo? Wala po ba? Dati po, sabi po ninyo kanina, na iba po sa amin, kami kasabay pa po ninyo. Wala po ba kayong kahit isang man lamang po na tinext o tinawagan?
Well, kasi masama din po talaga ang aking pakiramdam. And in fact, I have a medical certificate today where the doctor recommended that I should be confined in a hospital.
Okay, so nung nalaman po ninyo na naghihiring na po yung Quadcom, wala rin po kayong na-text o wala rin po kayong ginawa nung araw na yon?
O, nagpahinga lang po ako nung araw na yon.
Okay.
When I was reading the certification or the letter addressed to us, I noticed that there was no branch number ng Regional Trial Court of Manila, Secretary. Is this something that is intentional, or you're trying to mislead us in order for us not to find out?
Hindi po. The name of the case is People versus Madriaga, and I appear as a private prosecutor. It is a case po for kidnapping.
You should have sent a letter or communication to all of us. We're just a phone away, and we will understand.
Inamin niyo po kanina na honest mistake ang supposed to be Thursday na akala mong hearing natin dito po sa Kongreso. At lagi niyo na pong inuulit-ulit na you were once part of the Congress and Congress is part of the, like a second home to you before. Nakalimutan niyo po ng Thursday na meron po tayong hearing. Halimbawa, nagkamali kayo. Honest mistake. Hindi po ba dapat inalam ninyo kung ano ang naging come out o come up do sa hearing ng Thursday? Mr. Secretary, sa talino niyo po, para pong katakataka na magkamali kayo simpleng schedule po ng araw ng hearing na napakahusay niyo pong abogado.
Well, nangyayari po talaga yon na, Your Honor, no? So, binablock off ko po, tinecheck ko na kung ano yung mga Thursdays na meron pong appointment.
Another thing po, sabi niyo po kanina, para po na pang napaka-ironic na may ready na po kayo agad na medical certificate sa pag-attend nyo ng hearing, na kung halimbawa na hindi kayo talaga okay at ina-attest ng inyong doktor, hindi kayo dapat nakarating, which is sinasabi nyo na dahil gusto nyo ipaliwanag ang sa inyo, maging totoo sa committee na to, umattend pa rin kayo despite may advice po ng inyong doktor. Para sa akin po, parang pinaghandaan nyo na po na kung sakaling kayo ay magkaproblema dito sa hearing na to, may ready kayong medical certificate na ipapakita sa committee na kung sakali ay kayo excuse, halimbawa sa ganitong klaseng pag-uusap ng contempt, Mr. Secretary.
Your Honor, hindi naman po ganon. Kung hindi, nag-persist po yung aking kondisyon. Baka ka mag-collapse dyan sa house as you appear. But I explained that my wife already, who is also invited, cannot attend, so I have to go. And what I'm doing is I'm just managing. She gave me Valium para hindi daw ako ma-aggravate. But she did stress na baka mamaya tumumba ka na lang dyan sa hearing na yan. But I think it's very important that I appear today dahil I have already asked members of the committee to excuse my wife.
Regarding the honest mistake of the good secretary is really unbelievable. Considering na kung halimbawa na nakita niya na nagkamali siya during the Thursday na ina-assume niya na meron tayong hearing, dapat nakita na niya sa news yung hearing natin supposed to be na Thursday. Where in fact, wala naman talagang hearing. Dapat nagtaka na siya na nagtanong siya at na-check niya ang kanyang calendar na ito pala yung Friday, Mr. Secretary. Parang sa akin po, napaka-mababaw masyado yung pong kanyang dahilan, Mr. Chairman.
I'm more inclined to believe that it was an honest mistake, considering that he's here, he's appeared multiple times, and I think the biggest issues are the substance of his various resolutions. It would be counterproductive, I think, to cite him in contempt, and whatever sanction that will be, my understanding is you would be holding him. If the resource person cited in contempt, what does that really mean? Wouldn't that be counterproductive? Because I'm assuming we're going to continue the hearing today. We have so many issues, national issues that we need to tackle, and this will just divert our focus for the more important issues. That's my opinion, Mr. Chair, and I hope my colleague will reconsider his motion, and maybe I could suggest maybe should he find it in his heart to do that, is maybe just a motion to reprimand for the honest mistake that Secretary Roque committed. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Kung ang agam-agam po ni SDML that we cannot extract some more information, vital information from former Secretary Roque, tuloy-tuloy po yung presence ni Secretary Roque even today until such time that this committee will suspend the hearing. This committee should be fair to everyone. In the case of Miss Baterna, after she was cited in contempt, nag-appeal po siya and she apologized. But of course, she has violated our rules. So, yung contempt niya, she's serving now and is now present in today's hearing.
Many of the chairs in various committees always pride themselves in affording courtesy to former members. We do that as a matter of practice, as a matter of courtesy. I think the resource person was the exact opposite. He apologized for what he claims is an honest mistake. I wasn't disrespected, and I think most members here probably weren't. It would be stretching it to the limit to cite someone in contempt who apologized, made a mistake, is now showing up and participating. That's not being disrespectful, Mr. Chair. Anyway, having said that, I respect the opinions of the others, and
With due respect to the manifestation of the good SDML, giving due respect to our former colleague, we give it then. Well, in fact, but of course, that will not be an excuse for a former member to be cited in contempt because, well, in fact, for the record, we have cited in contempt Governor Mamba, a former colleague in the House. At that time, he was the elected governor. So, if that will be the case, Mr. Chairman, ang labas dito, pumipili lang tayo nang pwede natin i-cite in contempt. Kaya wala tayong pinipili dito patos na just to be fair, Mr. Chairman.
I would like to ask Atty Roque, being a part of this Congress before, if he believes that this committee has all the power to contempt anybody else.
That is recognized, Your Honor.
If you recognize that, therefore, your public apology also include that you believe and realize that this committee has the right to order you in contempt.
That is recognized, Your Honor.
If, for example, the two-thirds of this Quad committee would cite him in contempt, Mr. Chair, I would not in any way object.
We know for a fact that he is really so apologetic about to the issue that what had happened. But unfortunately, I still remember the last time that we have discussed the issue of the SMNI. Atty Harry Roque was so vocal about attacking our institution and every members of this house. And I wanted to ask Secretary Roque before we render our vote on this issue because as an institution, Atty Roque, you malign each and every member of this house by telling that we are all corrupt and we are conniving with the DPWH. And a while ago, we were discussing about it. And we are very hurtful of what you have said in that video that we have seen. Why it is so that if you are here, you are being so nice with us, but if you are outside, it's the other way around.
As a lawyer, I should be in top behavior while in Congress, and that is why there's a substantial difference when one is in the exercise of freedom of speech outside and when one is before an institution like Congress. No? Well, thank you very much for contemplating, Your Honors, whether or not this committee will cite me in contempt. I will, of course, accept it because I have no choice. There is a Quad committee now, and which is actually a first. I leave my faith to you, but that faith should, of course, be in conformity with the rules. But the exercise of freedom of expression should not be deemed to be contemptible especially under the facts of the Celis Badoy case, because they were raising an issue of public interest.
We understand you're kind of representing the SMNI, and we understand as well that of your freedom of expression. But of course, you have established also friends among the members of this house, and with that collective accusations against all of us, that really hurt a lot of members of this 19th Congress. And that's the reason maybe we have a long discussion about your predicament because of that friendship that you have established in this Congress. But of course, we have to follow our rules. As what you have said a while ago, we hope you will understand that, Secretary Roque.
Yes, Mr. Chair. I'm always guided by the fact that I'm probably one of the most heavily criticized personalities in this country. You know? And I have to take these criticisms in stride because of the importance of freedom of expression.
Let me just reply to the query of Attorney Harry Roque with respect to the quorum.
Mr. Chair, he has no right. He has no right whatsoever to speak of the quorum, Mr. Chair. What I'm saying is, his right is to appeal. He has no right whatsoever to ask for a quorum, Mr. Chair.
I absolutely agree with you, Congressman Abante, but para lang malinaw, 1/5 of all the members of the committees concerned shall constitute a quorum. In the event that a member in one of committee is also a member of another committee or committees, the attendance of such member shall be counted in each committee to determine the presence of the quorum.
As said by Congressman Fernandez, you have maligned this institution. Now, I still maintain my position to hold in abeyance these contempt charges against you.
Former Secretary Attorney Harry Roque has lied to this committee. That amounts to disrespect on the members of this committee, which is contemptible under Section 11E of the Rules of this House of Representatives on inquiries in aid of legislation. I therefore move, Mr. Chair, that he would be cited for contempt by this committee.
Now we vote on the motion by Congressman Salo. Please record the vote of all the members.
Voting should be done if there is a outright objection to a motion raised. I believe the motion that was raised by Congressman Ron Salo, has not been objected to, Mr. Chair.
Can we get a clarification as to the position of Congressman Paul Dasa with respect to the motion?
My position is the chair had already decided to let people speak and then take it to a vote.
So in
But
that case-
I will abide by your ruling, Chair. Should you take that position, but if you want to take it to a vote, I'm also willing to vote.
if the good gentleman from the good Deputy Minority Leader accede to the fact that even the chair can decide, then we will just simply yield to the decision of the
Mr.
chairman
Chair.
and no longer proceed with any voting, Mr. Chair, because under the rules, the only way we can proceed with the vote, Mr. Chair, if there's an objection, and since there's no objection, we relay.
So, in this case, the motion to cite Attorney Harry in contempt was properly made by the movant, and no objection was put forward, meaning it is a unanimous decision. Therefore, the ruling of the chair and the members is that motion of Congressman Ron Salo to cite Attorney Harry Roque in contempt is now approved. Motion of the penalty must be open to the
Consideration of the fact that the resource person, former Secretary Harry Roque, is my former law professor, fellow Kabayan Party List representative, and a former member of this House of Representatives. And in consideration also of his claim for honest mistake, and of course, the apologies that he has given to this committee. And finally, in consideration personal relations, as you has mentioned a while ago that he was my ninong, respectfully move, Mr. Chair, that the the penalty be shortened to the barest minimum, which is just 1 day or 24 hours, Mr. Chair.
Second the motion, Mr. Chair.
There is a motion,
Second motion,
duly
Mr. Chair.
seconded, to impose a penalty of 24 hours to our resource person, Atty Harry Roque. Hearing no objection, the motion is carried.